Good evening. I'm Damon Jenkins, Senior Vice President, Twin Cities Regional Market President of First Independence Bank.
Hello, and I'm Laura Oberst, the Executive Vice President for Wells Fargo.
In April of 2022, this region helped create Minnesota's first Black-owned bank, also known as a Minority Deposit Institution, or MDI. 5 of the Twin Cities region's largest banks, Bank of America, Bremer, Huntington, U.S. Bank, and Wells Fargo supported FIB with capital, research, marketing, and other services to assure its startup and long-term success, a historic event for the state and perhaps the nation. This incredible story of collaboration and innovation is one of the points towards progress in creating a more racial equity economy in our region. Trust me, you need to hear this story.
Thanks, Damon. In the weeks following the tragic murder of George Floyd, Wells Fargo and the other major financial institutions in the Twin Cities did some hard thinking about what needed to change within our own companies. We made changes, but we knew the moment called for something even more bolder. Tim Welsh, who you heard from earlier, quietly pulled together the executives of the large banks in this region, and together we discussed what more could we do together. Mike Jones of Huntington National Bank introduced us to Kenneth Kelly. Kenneth is the CEO of First Independence Bank. First Independence Bank is one of only 17 Black-owned banks in America. When Kenneth told us that he was interested in making Minneapolis his first expansion for First Independence, we knew this could be something great for our community. We knew it would be a huge challenge, but we all looked at each other and unanimously said, yes, let's make this happen. We knew we could find a way. All of the banks are part of Greater MSP, so we pulled Peter into our very quiet conversation and we got to work. McKinsey also came on board pro bono to help, true collaboration. All of us worked together as a team every week for a year and a half.
To everyone here today, allow me to share. To stand up a new bank in a new region is a challenging undertaking and quite the journey. Laura and her peers worked diligently to solve dozens of problems. The 5 banks support of an established bank like FIB with its outreach, the know-how, demonstrated their commitment to bringing about comprehensive and systemic change. And each of the banks put various investments on the table to make this happen. They contribute to expert technical assistance, they shifted loans from their books to ours, and donated the former Wells Fargo University Avenue branch, which served as our initial location. Now, I'm a long-term banker, and what these banks did to help First Independence doesn't make traditional business sense, unless one is thinking very different about the business. The actions these banks took to create First Independence Bank in this community, for this community, is evidence that they are moving away from business as usual. It shows that they're committed to making Minneapolis-St. Paul the center of a new story about how banks work and who they work for.
The biggest asset that First Independence has is Damon. As an aside, he actually used to work at Wells Fargo, so we'll take him back in a heartbeat. Kenneth isn't here, but I would tell him that. It did take a lot to stand up First Independence. Wells Fargo and the other banks were motivated by more than symbolism and just words of support. We wanted true engagement. We want to learn from First Independence, and we want to work with First Independence as a partner in this community. We believe that together we can build trust and make changes across all of our banks. We can take more actions together, and the result, hopefully, is more families of color being banked, buying homes, starting businesses, and creating economic stability and wealth. Together, we are truly better.
As we close out Black History Month, I am honored to lead an institution that is now considered part of this historic fabric of the community. We're at a vital point as these significant changes occur in our region. The bank's success strengthens the financial wellness of communities, the region, and Minnesota, particularly in marginalized, underbanked, and unbanked households and individuals. Our goal is to contribute to the systemic change in this community. First Independence Bank is approaching our one-year anniversary in late April of being a part of this Twin Cities community. At that time, we'll have more exciting things to share. We continue collaborating with 5 banks, often referred to by our bank's chairman as the Fad Five, and other organizations. Our goals are to build wealth and financial wellness in communities of color and other marginalized communities. First Independence Bank is Black-owned, a minority deposit institution, but we serve all communities. Please consider opening an account with us. I had to throw that in there. A huge thank you to Greater MSP as they are moving $250,000 into First Independence Bank, and we hope that many others join. I look forward to connecting with all of you after this program, and I do have lots of business cards, and my goal is to not leave here with them. Thanks.